Well, welcome to the 2018 Veterans Day Parade for Polk County and Russellville. Hello, I'm your event chairman and event coordinator, Rick Smith. And joining me on the sidelines here at the corner of Commerce and Main Street here in Russellville is Johnny Story, the radio voice of the River Valley. Welcome, Johnny.
Let me get my checkbook out. Thank you, sir. Let me tell you what, we are blessed in the Arkansas River Valley to have folks like Humphrey Funeral Service and, of course, the Salute to Freedom Task Force that work really all year long to put something like this on with many, many other people. And there's a lot of military history here in the Arkansas River Valley, and it's chronicled in a way each year here at the parade. And I want to say thanks to you and Jim Bob Humphrey and all the folks that really go the extra mile with the many veterans here in the Arkansas River Valley to make this all possible.
Well, thank you, Johnny. And of course, we couldn't do this without a lot of public support, and the public has to be informed. And River Valley Radio and all of your great staff over there do a great job in helping us get the word out. Johnny and I are standing, as I mentioned, in the intersection of North Commerce and Main Street, and the parade is inching its way toward us. They are probably down now the block down from Denver. What is that street? El Paso?
El Paso,
yeah.
Right there at the 500 building.
You can hear the sirens in the background. That's the Polk County Sheriff Department leading the way. It may be a Russellville Fire Department unit. And if you listen real good, you can hear what?
That's the Russellville High School.
Cyclone Band, high school band, absolutely.
They do a great job, and of course we're lucky to have some fantastic directors, and most importantly, not only kids that enjoy being a part of the band, but parents that as well realize its importance.
It is, and I'm glad these kids get an opportunity, I should say students, to march in the band. We've got the Whirlwind Band. They'll be in the lineup here in just a little bit, and also the ATU Band of Distinction is with us today. It's a beautiful fall afternoon. The sun is shining bright. There's a little bit of a brisk wind, and Johnny tells me the forecast calls for a low tonight about 25, but we're not there yet.
Are you ready for 25 and a freeze warning in effect for tonight and early tomorrow? So I'm just glad we're doing the parade late afternoon instead of a little bit later on this evening.
That is exactly right. We could be up in Missouri where it's snowing, I understand, right now.
Exactly right.
Boy, things are getting a little bit closer. The patrol unit is just about a block from us now, and the parade is inching its way down Main Street, Russellville.
Good time to remind everyone, earlier today, of course, you had a great event over at Russellville High School. Trevor Brown, State Representative Trevor Brown, was on hand, and of course Humphrey Funeral Service working in the Russellville school system and being a part of this event. And that was where you debuted your challenge coins. We might remind folks that those will still be available following the parade.
Absolutely.
And for those that maybe didn't make it down to the parade, how can they get a challenge coin? And you have 3 featured recently minted challenge coins.
That's right. We have a World War II coin for veterans of that war era, of course. We have one for the Korean War veterans and also the Vietnam War veterans. We distributed those to those veterans who were in attendance at the assembly this morning, and we have them available here near us after the parade here is over. But they can also get them by just calling or coming by Humphrey Funeral Service. The number is 479-968-4411. Johnny, we're looking now at the junior ROTC color guard from Russellville High School. Most people don't, or some people may not be aware that our high school has a large battalion now, about 80 students in the junior ROTC program.
And we're very lucky to have that sort of program. Dardanelle has had that for several years, and it's not been that long ago a discussion was brought forth about getting together a junior ROTC program in Russellville. It's very popular.
It is indeed. These young men and women are so proud to be wearing a uniform. And following closely behind them in one of those military Jeeps, I have no idea what model that is, but it is carrying Dr. Russ Hall, who is our Grand Marshal for the 2018 Veterans Day Parade. We're so proud that he, being a Vietnam veteran, is joining us in the parade this year. There he is. Dr. Russ Hall, great guy.
If you have an opportunity to go online and take a look at the Russellville Courier, there was a great article about Russ, who told a lot about his story in the Vietnam War and the memories that continue today. I'd urge people to check that out, the Russellville Courier, Dr. Russ Hall.
Yes, sir. Let's sit back here for a moment and enjoy the great presentation of the Russellville High School Cyclone Marching Band. There's nothing like a marching band in a parade, isn't there?
Let me tell you what, that is the truth. I think everyone enjoys it. You can, I don't know, or care what age you are, you can always tap your foot and more than likely sing a little bit of a song that comes about when a marching band passes your viewpoint. And of course, the Russellville Band, one of just a few that has performed in 2 inaugurals.
Yes.
Jimmy Carter, if I'm not mistaken, in '76, and of course, President Trump.
Absolutely. There's one of our former Grand Marshals waving at us right now, Jock Davis, a World War II veteran. He can still get in his uniform. That's a real feat all in of itself.
Jock Davis, the only World War II veteran in the parade.
There he is, Jock Davis.
If I'm not mistaken, Jock, he's 92 or 93, and wrote a great book here recently about not only his experience in World War II, but his 4 brothers also.
Yes, and here they are, the ROTC Battalion of Russellville High School, decked out in their uniforms. Isn't that a fine-looking group of young men and women?
You know, some of the young people that are involved in that we interviewed here not too long ago really expressed how important that they feel the junior ROTC program is, and they extended their appreciation to those individuals that helped to make it possible.
Absolutely. There's Sergeant Jeff Stinson. He works with the ROTC program and responsible for getting a lot of these military vehicles in our parade. We're grateful for him. That particular unit right there should have some of our veterans in it, or maybe the other one was, but
I think it's a little bit farther down in the parade, but to have a deuce and a half like that, I think we have at least 2 in. There are a lot of people that are watching our broadcast here today that have spent more than a little time in the back of one of those during their military service.
Yes. Here is the Rogers Rye Post 2283 of the Veterans of Foreign War. A great group of guys, a great organization here. That's their float and their motorcycle crew behind them.
The Baca group, as a matter of fact, in this year.
That one actually, Johnny, is the motorcycles for the VFW.
And they have a number of members, as a matter of fact, that are involved in a lot of these parades and these functions, and we're certainly glad to see them here.
Yeah, the Freedom Riders that I think you're talking about is a little bit later in the parade. We've got the Baca guys, as you mentioned. Right. A lot of motorcycles. We'll be seeing some antique cars here in a little bit.
I'm just glad that we have the pleasant weather here today. You were alluding to that a little bit earlier, and you and I have both been out here when it's been a little rainy. It's been a little colder than it is today, but these veterans always come out, and so do the people of the Arkansas River Valley.
I see Mayor Randy Horton finally found him a seat on one of the floats there. He's at the front there of the DAV, the Disabled American Veterans Float.
Brookdale with a float in this year's parade, a vehicle in the parade, and of course Brookdale Senior Living Solutions, where a number of vets live, one of those being Winford Hoover.
That's correct. He was our Grand Marshal last year. There is the Military Officers Association of America, Mr. Bill Eaton, one of the leaders of that organization.
And I don't know if you noticed on this side, B.J. Dunn. B.J. was a Korean War veteran, and we certainly appreciate his participation. Not mistaken, one of the newer fire trucks here, and I want to see which department.
Should be the Linker Mountain Fire Department, Johnny.
A beautiful engine there, one that they're very proud of, and you can see on the door ISO Class 4. That makes a big, big difference.
It sure does.
Off in the distance, one of our other bands that we have participating, and Rick, you said we have several this year. Marine Corps League, our next float here. Number 1310 is, of course, their Lake Dardanelle detachment, and they are so involved in so many activities here in the Arkansas River Valley.
There's River Valley now carrying Senator Breonna Davis. Glad they joined our parade this year, and she's doing a great job for us now in the shadow of former Senator Gregory Standridge. Appreciate her. And here is, help me with this one, I can't.
Boyd Stout Post 34, and we certainly appreciate them being on hand here today. A lot of different veterans organizations that are here. 57 Chevy, that's a beauty right there. This right here, I want to say that is a 54 Hudson, and you don't see many of those Hudson convertibles anymore. That is a beauty. Metropolitan, a 59 Metropolitan.
Yeah.
And you talk about a nice car.
Yeah. Yeah, we're grateful for these folks from the Antique Club coming out and showing their vehicles in the parade. Of course, they go to a lot of car shows around the state here in the River Valley area. A lot of folks know them, and they always like to show off their cars, and they're beautiful to see.
You think about how many hours go into putting these cars back. Well, like that 50 Ford pickup or this old Pontiac here, a lot of hard work going into returning them to their glory days. This right here is pretty cute here. That's a 29 Model A, a convertible, and that car is handmade.
Oh, wow.
He handmade that car and continues to work on that. One of his pride and joys.
That's going back to the days when you first started driving, wasn't it?
Exactly right. You know, many a time I had a cramp in my arm from cranking that car up. Later model of Ford Thunderbird. Now, here's a gentleman here that has been in a parade or two, and you'll recognize he always has a red convertible, and that is Keith Williams. Keith has a 47 Merc that he drives in a lot of the parades, but this is about an 06. We're doing a video today, man. He was trying to listen to us on the radio. That's about an 06 convertible Thunderbird and 64 Chevy right there. One that I think Jim Bob Humphrey would like to have himself.
Yeah, I started to say while we've been standing here talking, Jim Bob Humphrey kind of slipped up. Good to see
Rick
you
Smith,
out, sir.
Johnny Story, good to see you guys. A great day for a parade, isn't it?
It is
Wonderful.
indeed.
It is awesome. Beautiful day. And here comes the Russellville High School band. And their trumpet section knocked it out of the park this morning at the Russellville High School Performing Arts Center in honor of Veterans. It was great.
Folks, these are the Whirlwind, the Russellville Junior High School marching band coming up into our turn here. We'll take a moment and listen to these great instruments play for us. The Russellville Junior High School Whirlwind Marching Band performing for us, and we're grateful for their inclusion in our Veterans Day Parade this year. Coming up on the intersection now is the Pack 182 of the Cub Scouts. These kids always love marching in the parade, makes them feel special.
And of course, there are a lot of the soldiers that are here that were scouts when they were that age. And so we have a great opportunity to see Americanism at its finest right here.
Yes. carrying their flags and waving.
One of the great things about the family members that follow, that are here supporting these scouts, is so many of them are pack leaders, den leaders, moms and dads, and that makes a big, big difference. And you can't, of course, have the Cub Scouts without having the Girl Scouts. I don't know about you, but I'm looking for the cookies.
And there you go, the sisters, as they like to refer to themselves as. But they don't have any cookies. There's a problem here.
You know, it's the wrong time of year, but get ready. Get ready. Those cookies will be headed our way in the not too distant future, if I'm not mistaken. How about Cub Scout Pack 210? Now, believe it or not, I used to be a 210 Cub Scout at Crawford Elementary back in 19.
Yeah, back when that Model T that was cranking up there, huh?
Let me tell you about that time, as a matter of fact.
That little guy right there in that being pulled in that wagon. Now that's the way to ride in a parade right there.
That is the way to go, and especially when you have your flag that you can wave that along the way. How about the Arkansas Tech Band of Distinction?
Yeah, let's listen to this great band from Arkansas Tech University. Now why they are called a band of distinction.
You know, you can't help but stand a little taller when you have a marching band come through, as we said a little while ago. But here's the age-old battle. Which is better? Which comes first, the percussion or the brass? You know, they would make it work so well, and Dr. Daniel Bellagio, the director at Arkansas Tech, big salute to he and his department.
Absolutely. I kind of like the percussion. I like the drums.
You know, you have to say that I think the drums come first.
If your clothes catch fire, stop, drop, and roll. The message on the side of the Russellville Fire Rescue Unit. Great part of our parade.
And of course, they are not too far from home. Their brand new location there on El Paso Street. But they bring up a very important thing to remember, especially as our doors close, the temperatures fall. We're going to have those heaters on. We're going to have wood stoves that are available. Christmas is right around the corner for those people that have the natural trees. So that is a very good recommendation.
Yeah, absolutely. Search and rescue behind them, and one of the rescue boats in our units here. We have a great staff of emergency medical people, and of course being around a lake resort, sometimes that is unfortunately called for, but we have a great set of trained personnel that's able to respond immediately and hopefully recover instead of otherwise.
Well, and one of the great things about the staff that we have in Polk County and some of the surrounding counties is many of these males and females are military trained. So they continue that training that they have garnered and still works for the citizens of the Arkansas River.
Dover Fire Department inching up there behind our Polk County EMS rescue people, and now we've got a little float coming in from the American Legion Post 20. I think that's John Montgomery on that float there, isn't it, with his wife?
Dr. John himself.
There he is.
We are lucky to have an American Legion post here locally that has, over the years, been one of the leaders, to say the least, in the state of Arkansas, and several directors of the American Legion, presidents of the American Legion, or I guess commanders for the state of Arkansas have come from this post right here in Russellville.
You saw the pickup truck there for the Polk County Democrats. Democratic Party, of course, celebrating some good victory in the recent election. They're followed there by Hodges Wrecker Service. Well, if you break down in a big truck, that's the kind of rig to have you fixed up.
Probably one of the most distinctive trucks also, with that American flag and the bald eagle on the side also.
This is the first year the Polk County Library Bookmobile has been a part of our parade, and we're grateful that they entered the parade again this year.
And with that, we wrap things up here for 2018.
Looks like it's done. Thank you for joining me, Johnny Story. Enjoyed it. We'll have to do more of this again.
We need to do this again. I appreciate it. You always do a great job. Again, we salute the folks with the Salute to Freedom Task Force and the folks at Humphrey Funeral Service, the many people that volunteer their time to help put this together every year and help us broadcast. And you can see it's not going to be too long. We're going to be a hood ornament.
We're going to have to get out of the way. Well, thank you again for joining us for the 2018 Russellville Polk County Veterans Day Parade. Till next year, God bless, and God bless America.